Hey all, Peyton Marine here with another status report. So doing this one a little bit early because I'll be heading out in a few days actually until about mid-October because of my daytime job, work, whatever. But real quick to touch on the Transports Away, that is in reference to the Homebrew Chapter Contest. I've sent out probably about half of everybody that participated. So I've sent out everyone that gave me an address, which was about half of the people. I've sent out their either Space Marine Hero, and I've also sent out the third place prize. The second place prize is up for pre-order, so I've actually pre-ordered it and put the address to deliver to their address directly, so it won't be coming from me, it'll be coming to them through whatever, another party. And then still waiting for the first place prize of the Impulsor and the Incursors to come out, and then I'll pre-order and have them sent to the first place winner as well. So that's what that was about. Just excited finally. With Nova going on, and then had a hurricane, and then just other things going on. It was just finally able to get things in the mail. So those are out to everybody that participated. And again, thank you for everyone that participated, and look forward to doing something similar like that again. I don't know if I'll be able to always have prize support for everyone that participated, but I have some cool ideas that hopefully we can get some really good participation like we did for this one. Which the participation for this one was great, and there wasn't even the promise of there being prize support for everybody. It was really just a first place prize, and then I ended up expanding that to second, third, and then a participation prize as well. So I'm glad that worked out the way it did, and hopefully at the very least I know I'll have other contests with at least a first place prize, and if I can help it second, third, and then again if I can help it even more, everybody can get something for just participating. But so other than that, not a whole lot really going on. Like I said, I've had a lot going on just work-wise. I'm still in school. We'll be graduating this December, finally. So I got a lot of papers and stuff coming up that are due for college. Then, like I said, a lot going on with work, family, got them moved, still figuring that out. My hobby desk that I use got completely destroyed pretty much. It's unusable in the move, so I have to get that figured out, but kind of getting that space set up so I can follow them up shortly. So I got a lot going on there, and then again, like I said, not a whole lot of hobby progression since Nova. I have done a little bit, most of it to do with like some of the stuff that I had to rush to get ready for Nova. I'm just going back and finally getting some of the shading in there better and start working on edge highlights and stuff like that. So and then when I get back, it'll be kind of mid-October time frame. I'm going to be trying to participate in a narrative tournament that's coming up, 1,500 point Highlander tournament. Highlander meaning no more than one of a data slate in your army. So you can have, I'd have to look at this one. In the past, you could have more than one data slate in your army, but then you wouldn't get these like bonus Highlander points for having a Highlander list. But I have to see if this is specifically only a Highlander list only, or if you can still have more than that. I'm still going to bring a Highlander army anyway, and something I found out only recently, in the past when I would do these events, I would always bring a Highlander list, but I used to think that Highlander meant only one of each like unit type, meaning elite, fast attack, heavy, that kind of thing. And then of course it said in the rules, troops and dedicated transports don't count toward the Highlander rule. You can still bring 3 or whatever, so you can make your battalions and brigades or whatever kind of detachments you want. So I was adding like an extra restriction to my list where I would only bring like one elite and one fast attack or whatever, but in fact I can bring more than one elite just as long as they're different. So I can bring aggressors and a redemptor. That doesn't count as against me in the Highlander list because they're both their own data slate. So that's more what it's saying. It's saying I can do that, but I can't bring like 2 separate units of aggressors. So, so excited for that. Plus, the new Raven Guard Iron Hand supplements will be out by then, and I'll probably be running Iron Hand supplement since my homebrew chapter pulls its custom tactics now from Stealthy and Signs of the Forge, which is Raven Guard and Iron Hands. I think that I like that because I think like fluff-wise I can use it as a way to kind of be more flexible between those 2 chapters. I'm not going to deviate outside of those 2 as using those supplement books because while I played them as Raven Guard successors in the past, that was mostly because Their rules exactly mirrored the Alpha Legion rules, and my chapter is technically Alpha Legion, but now that they've broken off more and time has passed, so you could say lore has kind of advanced for my homebrew, and they've been set up on their own. They fought, for, well, shoot, when did they come out? 2017. So they've been, for 2 years, but you could stretch that out in lore time, and been fighting on their own and have developed their own tactics and customs, and have really started to flesh out their own culture in the chapter, being on their own on their star fort now. And so being kind of more separated from the Imperium and things like that, they have their kind of more rely on their tech marines and upkeep their equipment. So Sign of the Forge, I think, kind of fit well with their vehicles, and everything seem a little bit more durable now because of just their tech marines and their advanced techniques and things they're using. Plus, with the way I build my list and like what I took to Nova to kind of compensate for the change in the strike from the shadows, because before what I would do is I'd bring Hellblasters and have them strike from the shadow. Next thing you knew, you had Hellblasters and double tap range, deleting one of your big units like first turn. Granted, it was pretty much a suicide squad because they're probably going to get taken out, but then now you're also focusing fire like in your own lines versus what's moving up the field. So to compensate for that change of now it's just a free movement, basically like a scout movement or something, I bring the heavy Hellblaster so I get that extra range. Granted, you're not getting as many shots with them because there's no rapid fire, but with the extra range and the strength 8 or 9 if you overcharge with just strength 8 base right there, greater chance of getting wounds through as well. So that's nice right there. So with that and everything, I think looking at the two supplements right now, I think Iron Hands better fits my playstyle, and it just happens to be like they seem more of the kind of one of the stronger supplements right now, with just the fact that like heavy can move and still shoot without penalty, which is great for my heavy Hellblasters now. And like the debit, just that alone right there is just amazing. I think you can move and reroll once, so I don't even need to have a captain next to them, and I can move them and overcharge them and reroll once. So that's pretty good. Looking at the Raven Guard supplement, there's not a whole lot really in there that matches the way I'm currently building my army. So really, for what it is, Iron Hands are the best match for my army. I think going forward, like I was saying, like I'm even if like another supplement comes out that is like the new powerful supplement or whatever, I'm gonna stick between Raven Guard and Iron Hands just because that's what I'm taking my tactics from. They're both from those chapters, and so I just feel like from a fluff perspective, if I'm going to pull a supplement in tactics and things like that or whatever, it's going to be from those two books. As much as I love to run them as Salamanders, just because Salamanders is my old love, not going to do it, or even if Imperial Fist or whatever else comes out, and it's just like, oh, that's super crazy awesome, because of my own lore, and I guess whatever, I'll just stick with those two. And then right now Iron Hands is the better fit. There's not a whole lot really in the Raven Guard book that I can get a lot of benefit for, with at least the way I'm currently running my army, because like I said, I bring pretty much a lot of heavy long range hitting stuff, and and then at least usually I'm having at least 2 repulsors on the table. So and then the other thing I was thinking too is now with my intercessors, it may make me want to switch them over to the Stalker bolt rifles because of the longer range, and while they're being a heavy, I can now move without any penalty in the Devastator Doctrine, and they have that longer range. Yes, you lose the rapid fire again, but for the most part, they would jump out and just sit on objectives, and they weren't doing a whole lot of like. I've never had a ton of need for the rapid fire on them. So I don't know if I would switch all my squads out for the Stalker bolt rifles, but at least a squad, if not 2 of them, may see a little change in their weaponry. So. All right, well, like I said, it's not a whole lot going on. It's a pretty quick, short video. But that's really kind of what I've got going on right now. So stay tuned. I will be able to update things here and there when I can, as far as like on Facebook. And if I'm able to, I might have a raw video that I might be able to make on my phone that I can put up if any like super crazy news breaks that I just gotta throw my 2 cents in. So you might see that, but at the very least it'll be kind of radio silent for a little while. Like I said, as I'll be gone for almost a month or so. So with that, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I please would ask that you subscribe to the channel, hit the like and notification bell, but I definitely appreciate it if you subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my Facebook page, there'll be a link in the description below. You can check that out. I update that pretty regularly, just with what I'm doing, projects I'm working on for myself or other people, or just funny things I have, or just things to like ask, just kind of start a discussion and see what everyone's thoughts are. So, all right, well, with all that said, thank you, and until next time.